Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.
No matter what it is in life that you want, you gotta go out there and get it. Just don't let it come to a sleeper but a dream. Never give up on your goals, stay focused on you. Focus your view, succeed, cause I'm hoping you do. Keep climbing up the ladder, cause the key to success. Go hard and go home, never settle for less. Life is stress, but we gotta deal with it, homie. Send a prayer to the man to put a shield on it. Work hard for what you get, appreciate what you got. You can always improve, just don't stop. Going for your dream to achieve in your life. Gotta take a chance like rolling the dice. It won't come to you, so you gotta go get it. At the end of the day, add up the digits. Miss Price used to say, if there's a will, there's a way. So I live by it until this very day. I kept on mashing and I never gave up. Me believing in myself is the way I came up.
Hold you down, you gotta get up. These are your dreams. Never give up. Never ever give up. You gotta keep on hustling, keep on rocking. You gon' make it, keep believing. Never ever give up.
I'ma keep hustling till I'm down in the dirt. Number one rule is my family is first. I know you probably saying this dude trying to preach a sermon. Let me speak cause the streets deserve it. At least they learning about the pain and the progress. Face to face with the strain of the process. Don't live your life like a Loch Ness. Anybody can succeed if you compete in the contest. But if you look and you find less, don't digress. Stick with your plan, it's just time's test. And I bet with a little persistence, determination and a little resistance, nothing can stop you from reaching your peak.
Yeah, we all in the house because this is the I Love San Bernardino County radio show on KCAA NBC.
Awesome.
106.5 FM, 1050 AM, where we will talk politics, culture, and history. Our guest today in the house is Ipiani Lockhart. How you doing? Tristan
Excellent.
Douglas in the house,
Hey,
right?
West Coast Avengers.
Tangent Wicked Woo.
Stoner. Fam Life.
Yeah, and
localist.
Yanni has been on this show with me so many times. In fact, he was my co-host back in the day on the first I Love San Bernardino. It's wonderful to have you back here. He's really been getting into the groove, and we're going to talk about you're like a phoenix coming out of the ashes and growing. And you have been winning awards all over the area. Taking those poetic skills, being a wordsmith, and just and then showing what an education can do in the wordsmith world, right?
Thank you.
Master in Fine Arts. Coyotes.
Thank you.
Working his butt off too at work as well. So we could talk about how you have to sometimes you got to work,
Balance life.
and do your passions.
Thank you.
But before we get into that, I got to mention our sponsors. Celebrities Bar and Grill on 40th Street. They got the $9.99 steak special.
gotta try that.
Yeah.
I've
Now
had
you have
the
to buy a
wings,
drink.
Yes.
But you can
The
get a
drinks are
margarita if you want, or a
They're
iced
delicious.
tea.
Definitely.
Drinks I had. I was there last week with a friend I hadn't seen in years, but he also from the area. We got the buffalo fries. We got like a pitcher of something. Hung out on the patio, blazed up. It was great.
Hey,
It was
now.
great.
Yeah,
Surf and turf for me.
Yeah, good stuff there. Max and Zoe have done a great job there. They're opening up other businesses around Southern California as well, like
Awesome.
juicing businesses and stuff.
Wow.
So maybe Max will be the mover and shaker in the future.
That'd be cool.
Funding all the projects.
More
Right?
moves. More moves.
Thank you so much,
More
Max, for
funding.
supporting our show, and everyone go buy 999.
Hey now.
Steak
Hey now.
special.
I definitely want to say this because Sundowners prices have gone up so high that you can't beat celebrities.
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
a good
same
price.
quality
But
and great value.
Sundowners still got some good
Sundowners,
stuff.
I freak with them both. I freak with them both, and the one in Fontana as well.
Yeah, I freaking them both too. Also we got Fire Moriscos and Wings on Court Street.
Okay, I had
Yeah, Geraldo Del Santo, the owner, is really trying to bring business into downtown San Bernardino.
There you go.
So he's working hard with the owners of Viva La Boba in that area,
Awesome.
and
Yeah,
everyone.
David Friedman.
Yeah, building things up, and his father, and building things
Definitely.
up to make downtown vibrant,
Yeah.
right?
Amen,
You know.
amen.
And I've seen both of you several times downtown. In fact, you work right downtown, don't you?
I work next to the Mexican consulate.
So tell everybody in there to try Fire Moriscos.
I do. Oh, people crack up in my office. I'm always telling everybody about food. I've sent my food blog out to the people who I have a mailing list with at my work because I'm the union rep at work. So I have a.
Did you go to Fire Moriscos?
I've gone to Fire Moriscos.
Oh,
yeah. I've gone many times.
Have you tried the fire shrimp, or what'd you try?
I've had a lot of stuff there. I've had wings there. I've had ceviches there. I've had beers there. I've had to go. I've had many tacos.
Oh, tacos are
fish
but
tacos.
you gotta try the fire
Shrimp
wings or the fire shrimp or whatever it is. The fire sauce.
Okay.
Diablo Cameroon.
Yeah, their sauce is what makes it fire,
Yes,
right?
I like that. I like that kind of stuff.
And
I like
it
spicy.
kinda,
I like garlic. Yeah.
You'll leave there probably 20
A little
minutes
crying.
later. You got a
Some
little
tears.
buzz of the.
Some
How about a little
Yeah.
later?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, and the next day.
No, I've had them.
Diablo
No, I love it.
returns.
No, wings and mariscos. You can't go wrong. That's what's up.
Friday
Amen.
they got live music in there. He's really trying to do some good things. He's just about to get a brand new air conditioner
Awesome.
put in there.
Beautiful.
So good things downtown, and that's what we need. We need people to shop downtown.
Amen.
So go have some Fire Moriscos. They're happy hour 3 to 7, and 20% off barbecue wings, tahine wings, and
Okay.
Wow.
mango.
Wait.
mango
Mango
wings.
habanero.
Yeah,
When
there-
is the discount on the wings?
20% off.
When?
3 o'clock to 7.
3 to 7
so
every
like
day?
happy hour.
Yeah, every day.
Like happy hour.
Did not know that. All right. Go. I'm like, all right. No,
Do you take online orders?
25%
DoorDash.
wings. All right.
There's
If you hear me, fire wings.
Yeah.
All right, no.
There is something on the for the beers too. I think it's 20%. Something on
Also in the happy hour?
Coronas, yeah, or something.
All right. Okay.
So go visit them. They're gonna be the representative will be on next week, and we'll go
Awesome.
through their menu and talk to
Beautiful,
them. But I
beautiful.
really
Oh, sick.
appreciate what they've done to help me keep the show going, and
Definitely.
and everyone gets their chance to speak. And,
I'll make sure I'll highlight them on Support IE Local, the page.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
Definitely.
He's a good guy. He's a real good guy.
Awesome.
I like his attitude. All right. I also have to mention our I Love San Bernardino standout of the week is Jose Chirpez.
All right.
Yeah. Am I saying that right? Chirpez?
I believe so. I believe so.
He's got a beautiful name. He's got a beautiful personality, and he's a cool dude. He owns
now.
downtown Fit Camp right there on
Awesome.
Court Street.
that guy.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That place is a big deal.
Awesome.
He's actually moved from one building to another that he
Okay.
he helped purchase. So
Awesome.
they got a whole setup in there. You go on in there, right on Court Street. You'll see it right there, like few steps down from Fire Morisco.
Yes.
Yeah.
And but he does more. He goes to events. I mean, he takes his kids to events.
Definitely.
Oh, in
makes
the
me-
IE, yeah.
That really shows me
Yep.
that you care.
Yep.
Definitely.
Because those kids that you take will have memories.
Amen.
And that nostalgia is what creates it Biani's and Tristan's and Roberts, right?
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, like
For
the
real.
love for our area. Because
That's it.
we don't just see the LA Times headlines that are always negative. We see the good stuff that's
Amen.
going on too.
So much of
yeah.
it too.
And I'm about to mention some of that good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But oh yeah. I Love San Bernardino Standout of the Week is brought to you by First Lineage Site Services, Ben Chavez, a cool cat in our community.
Awesome.
You can't really buy services from him, so he just wants to help the community by showcasing cool people that need to be showcased.
Almost
So,
like a philanthropist,
Yeah.
philanthropist
Yeah.
type.
Oh, so
vibe.
he's
Yeah.
throwing these shows?
yeah, I met him at Celebrities too. He's just throwing that segment.
Okay.
He pays for that segment on my show.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
So he's a sponsor, but like I met him at Celebrities too. And
Yeah.
like, he goes, oh, I love
Networking
Saturday
hub.
Dino. All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, dope.
So that's it's hard to get sponsors, team. Let me tell you, if you
I
want to
believe
sponsor
it.
my show, you let me know. If you
Hey,
want to
now.
sponsor their shows, let me know.
Hey.
Like sponsors are important,
Yes,
and
indeed.
if you do not sponsor things, then as many things happen. So it's important if you got a little extra money to buy those tickets.
Yes.
Sponsorship doesn't have to be just giving money. Buy
Definitely.
tickets, buy shirts,
Definitely.
buy the merch.
Support, however you
Buy the
can.
tickets and show up.
Yeah.
The good stuff.
Or buy the
You
tickets
guys
and
wanna
not
hear-
show up.
You want to hear events first or the history tidbit?
I love the history too.
All right. Well, we'll do history tidbit and we'll do events quick and get into the show.
All right.
All right. Today we're going to speak about Chief Juan Antonio. Chief Juan Antonio, tribal chief of the Cuyas, served along with many of his tribe as protectors or vaqueros of the Spanish ranchos here in San Bernardino City. So they were hired to protect not from the Serrano, the Yaviatam, or any of the Serrano clans in the territory, but from what they believed were the Paiute that were coming down from the high desert in raiding for cattle and things. But like to them, like I often wonder how they must have thought about like cattle just roaming free, right? Like on their land.
Like the buffalo.
Yeah, you're almost like that belongs to me, right? You know, so
I
was it
doubt,
really,
I doubt they claimed it like that.
Yeah.
You know, I doubt they claimed it because I know the Native American culture has such an immense respect for creation and nature, and they're big on, to my understanding, big on balance and respecting, as most tribal cultures are. You know, so.
But there was an unbalance here for a while when it came to cattle. There was so many, right, that they actually had a big die-off at a drought time. They were all wiped out. So I can imagine at one time they were like, "Oh, you got 1,000 cows out there. Like we're starving over here.
Steak for everybody.
You took all our deer and everything, right?" So, but he would come. He come in. You know, he pretty much helped the Mormon colony. He helped out the Spanish ranchos. And then when it was sold, I think he went to San Mateo. But when the Mormon colonists and other Southern California settlers were threatened by an imminent attack by renegade mountain Indians, Chief Antonio came to their rescue by capturing leader Antonio Garra and turning him over to authorities. He was known as a friend to settlers. In 1852, he signed the Treaty of Temecula with the U.S. government and moved to Sahapata with his tribe. He died in 1862 during the smallpox epidemic. That's another sad part. Smallpox was actually used biologically as a weapon here locally.
I believe you.
So I mean, you hear the stories about the smallpox blankets and stuff from the plains,
the
and
Mayflowers
stuff,
and things
all
like that.
All that old school stuff from the East Coast. That stuff happened here too.
I hear you.
So you know, the peoples went through some major stuff.
The
So
genocide
we
was
always
real.
need to recognize our
Amen.
history.
Amen.
And learn it, so we don't repeat that stuff again,
on
man.
now. Come on
No
now.
good. No good.
Amen.
All right. Starlight Cinema with the City of San Bernardino Parks and Recs on July. Where we at? July 22nd. We got Luca at the Jerry Lewis Swim Center on July 28th at Encanto Park. It looks like.
Wait, we have a swing center?
Yes.
Surprise.
Like swing dancing?
No, a swim center. Swim. I must have missed
Oh, where's that?
Yeah, the swim at Jerry Lewis, right there at Parasol Park.
Oh,
Yeah,
over
for sure.
Highland, right?
Yeah.
And we also got sizzling summer nights at the Roosevelt Bowl right there by the tennis courts at Parasol Park. And at 7:20 we have Amanda Castro Band, and she does jazz, and I heard she's
Awesome.
really good. And on 7:27, Milpa Tropical Indigenous song. And this all goes down at 5 o'clock. And you can just go on in. This concert starts at 7, so you can get some food out there. There's security,
Awesome.
usually police officers out there, so it's really safe.
Definitely.
It may be a little warm,
Yeah.
but it is sizzling nights, right? So,
Yeah. You're going to see Sizzling.
So go and have a good time. Support the
Amen.
City of San Bernardino Parks and Rec. And if you go to the City of San Bernardino Parks and Rec Instagram or Facebook page, all this stuff is on there, and you can keep up to date with all the backpack giveaways, all this stuff.
Yes. Shout out to Miss Juanita that works for Park and Rec. She's usually at all these events. She helps table them and gets the volunteers.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
definitely.
She's awesome, man. And shout out to all Parks and
Yes,
Rec workers
all
in
the
general.
staff, all the volunteers.
Today I heard some
everybody.
disturbing news. So basically, we've been trying to rehabilitate certain parks.
Yeah.
Like Paris Hill Park, Meadowbrook Park, and we already did Second Lake. We're working on Wildwood too as well right now. But our city workers have been dealing with some extreme members of our society that aren't docile at all.
I hear you.
Have came at them throwing urine and feces out of buckets.
Oh my God.
Today came after them with a machete.
Well,
This
we
is
gotta
getting a
address
little
that.
wild.
We got to address that. Yeah,
This
that's
is
stupid.
Wildwood.
Oh, where's that?
It's,
That's over
40th Street.
Yeah.
Right there. So
40th and Waterbury.
yeah, right there. on the corner. So basically, give our parks and our all our city work, give them some love, man.
Amen,
I mean, we
amen.
sit there and complain, why don't you do this? Why don't you do something about this?
Definitely.
But when they do, they're risking their, they're not police officers.
No one
right?
signs up for that,
So what the suggestion that was made is if you see something illegal happen, use your power of a citizen arrest. So what you do is you call the police, you mention that it's a citizen's arrest, you don't interact with the person at all. You just show up at the court case at the end of the day, right?
Definitely.
Which is a little more work, but if you do feel like there's someone like shooting drugs in front of your house at the park there or whatever, you can do these things without actually a confrontation, right? So
Definitely.
So not all of the unhoused people are like that.
No,
They're-
definitely.
they're-
It's a small margin, small
yeah.
percentage. Yeah.
It's just there's people that really do need other
Mental
types
health
of help.
services, yes.
And we're working on that as well.
Amen.
But thank you, Parks and Rec, for being
Yes,
thank you
indeed.
for cleaning and like
Amen.
making it so our kids can go to the park.
Yes,
right?
indeed. Yes,
We
indeed.
appreciate you. All right.
Definitely.
Well, let's get started on this awesome show here.
All right.
Right. So, how long has it been since you've been on, Tristan? Like, has it been about 3 years?
That sounds
3
right.
years?
Three sounds
Three
right.
years? Yeah, COVID like steals years away,
Yeah, it
man.
did. It definitely did. It definitely did.
It's like I blinked and I'm like, wait, where'd all those fun COVID times go? Like,
Were they fun COVID times?
Yeah, there was a fun time.
There's a moment.
Yeah, like I like spending time with my family
Yeah,
and
that's
like not
beautiful.
having events all the time.
That's beautiful.
you know?
That is true. That
But
is
it is nice. It was nice getting back to normal.
true. Amen.
Unfortunately, all those new events add to the old events, right? And it got jumbled. But I did manage my time
There we
correctly
go,
better,
there we go.
and But I'm glad to have you back in here, Tristan.
Thank you, fam.
Tell us a little bit about West Coast Avengers and like how I first got to meet you.
Oh, snaps. Okay. I actually don't remember our first time meeting. And
Oh.
I remember the era. I mean, it was probably around
It-
2014 or
It
15.
must have been here.
No way.
I mean, I know at the other station.
Was it you
Yeah,
introduced
yeah.
me?
I brought you
Okay,
guys
okay.
on to the radio.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
at the Sarasota Mall.
Yeah,
Yes.
Epiani brought me and Ross Josh and Mr. Sham.
Yeah.
Yeah. what-
And a lion.
Yeah, everybody
and
came
a
through.
lot
How
of
was
them.
Ross Josh?
The West Coast is simple. West Coast Avengers are simple, for real. They did.
I saw a picture of him today, and like it just, I haven't thought of him in a long time. Is he doing all right, or?
What was it? I have actually been having trouble getting hold of Ross Josh lately.
Yeah.
Sean and I have. But
I see him on Instagram, though.
Well,
cool. Tell him to hit us up.
We're
definitely
sending a shout out to him
Amen.
right here.
Raj Josh.
That'd be tight. He's on the new album.
And Sean, I follow you. I
Oh,
am
Sham,
a
he's
fan.
around. Yeah, he's probably watching right now. I told him to watch.
And congratulations
And,
on
he
the
has
baby
a new
as
baby.
well. Yeah.
And what was it? Yeah. I mean, West Coast Avengers not right now is well. I mean, actually, no. I was going to say we're not that active live, but we have a lot of albums done. Actually, we have like 2 albums done that we need to get mixed and need to make videos and stuff. And what was it? But I have a new group, Fam Likely, with the homie Diesel, also from San Bernardino.
Oh,
Hey, now.
he's been on the show too, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
Yes,
D
yes.
apostrophe ZYL space 5K1. We have 2 singles out as Fam Likely on Spotify, Apple, and all other streaming services. You can find us at Fam Likely IE or Fam Likely Official on most social medias.
Well, let me stop you. So when you get a song that you want to put out,
Yeah.
do you say all the social medias? Like, did you do that all yourself?
What was it? I use DistroKid, and so
Okay.
DistroKid will put it on Spotify and Apple, and the major streaming services like Tidal and Amazon and YouTube. And then I have to manually put up my own music videos. I have to put my stuff up on Bandcamp. I have to put my stuff up on SoundCloud. I have to put my stuff up on Audius, on Audio Mac.
Where
and
do
then,
you get the most support, do you feel?
From the community.
I don't know. People.
I was-
Instagram interaction is probably.
I was
the
just
biggest
hoping
number.
for a suggestion for others that might be putting put their work
Shoot.
out there.
I'm so. I mean, I didn't realize that the cynical mode that I'm in right now, which is probably not the best to start an album campaign in. And, but what was it? As far as what does work, because I mean, how do I put this? I never think about it in terms of reach. I think about it in terms of like I make the art for me. And then friends and family in my life have always wanted to see what I'm working on too, and so then I'm going to put it on everything that regular people use, so that anyone that wants to can access it. You know,
Amen.
as
That's
opposed to
good.
feeling like I gotta push it on everybody and I gotta sell and I gotta do numbers. Like I'll make art for me.
Amen.
You know, and
That's actually how it should always
yeah,
be,
yeah,
right?
but I certainly had times in my life where I care more than others, and even right now, right? Like I'm dropping my new project, Stone Nerd, out on westcoastavengers.bandcamp.com as of this Friday, the 21st. And next week it'll be out on streamers, Spotify, Apple, everything else. Stone Nerd. You can get. There's also hoodies, lighters, albums, stickers. I got the Stone Nerd. Actually, I brought this is for you, Robert.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Do you have something you could share from here? That
Sure, I can.
just acapella?
I can rap it. Oh yeah. I got one. There's one acapella on here I do all the time. The Robotic Man is my song with Young Miss from Riverside or Mobile, and she produced, sang, and rapped on it. And but I have a verse that I do acapella from this album a lot.
Can we get a taste?
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So Wigatronical, the earth is now inaudible. This is my chronicle, Imperial Bionicle. I'm not Mysterio, I'm near and no on top of you. Weed boba gel, it's spherical and topical. No need to go to hell, we spiritual and proper though. The fourth industrial will topple all the tropical. If being honest, then we probably gotta stop him, yo. If we get here, Mother Nature oughta gotta go. So do the robo dance on provolone, but avalanche. We are revamping the revamped Polanski's Mad World, Droid World, one for every boring girl, hella unavoidable. No people are employable, really finna automate. Rappers need to concentrate. I'm posing an impossible question, and then I postulate. We would administrate, then riot up, defenestrate. I'm Wigatron, and we riffing up in the biggest state.
Wigatron.
So
Tangent
That's
Wiggy
on
Woo.
Robotic Man with me and Young Miss on the Stone Nerd album coming out this week on Bandcamp, next week on Spotify, Apple, everything else. Stone Nerd with a D at the end. Stone Nerd.
So,
Nerd.
Mr. Stone Nerd.
Yeah.
So tell me, how do you get an idea for a song?
An idea for a song? Any number of ways.
Yeah, well,
but,
that one there.
let's-
How'd you get an idea for that
Let's
song?
say the most.
Stone Nerd.
Yeah.
And, what was it? That one. Okay, so usually it's with a beat. Usually the beat, like the beat or the music that I'm writing to, usually will dictate where I'm coming from and the
And
kinds
then
of.
you put words to paper. With
Yeah.
the beat first.
Yes.
Then you write a sentence.
Right. So sometimes the beat comes from me playing piano. Sometimes the beat comes from a beat maker or producer like an Ascend that's on the homie Eric shirt here, or a Rosh
Ascend
Josh from the
Beats
early
in the
West Coast
house.
Avengers work.
What's up? Robert in the house.
Yeah. Like a beat maker may give me something, and I'll hear it, and I'll be inspired by it. And then so I'll go from there.
All right. And then since you are a wordsmith,
Try.
does a dictionary or a thesaurus ever? Do you ever use it?
You know what? I'll write without looking at that stuff, and then once I've written my thing, I'll check dictionaries to make sure I'm using a word properly.
Okay.
And I don't always do that, but I do it often. I'll check, like, if it's a word that like I really like how it sounded, and it's also the word sounds novel. In other words, it's not a word I actually use a lot, but it's a word that I felt like sounded dope in this,
Definitely.
in this moment. Terpsichorean. I don't know. Then I'll and I'm like, that shit was tight. DeLorean, Mandalorian, and then at the end I'll be looking at it. Oh, okay, yes, Terpsichorean is the goddess of dance. Or I'll
Make
know,
sure it
go
fits
back.
in.
I'm not sounding like an idiot, And what is it? What is the rapper that said blow like a cello? I'm like,
I got a new woodwind.
A little bit of respect, but what
kind of cello is
I'd like
that?
to avoid easy mistakes if I can.
Okay. And
Fiddle like a saxophone,
Oh man.
so you have a lot of these words in your brain. But some of these are made up words, like so.
Yeah.
So do you ever worry about your English teacher giving you a call, be like, what? No, but your creative writing teacher will be like, we love you.
All the old English teachers and poetry professors love me and what I'm doing.
Amen.
And how do you make up a word like stoner?
Oh well, stoner is definitely
You do the nerd. What do you call it?
Nerdcore.
Nerdcore.
Right. Yeah. So West Coast Avengers have always been kind of a nerdcore hip hop crew. That's where I come from, as West Coast Avengers, and that's always what we were working on. Like Stone Nerd, like a stoner nerd. It's like stony stuff. It's nerdy stuff. We also have a lot of hippie culture stuff in the West Coast Avengers music, and there might not be so much hippie in this album, although a little bit, but it's very stony and very nerdy, and it's even the way I designed it, it's like it goes like stony song, nerdy song, stony song, nerdy song, alternates until the last several songs on the album are both from the song Stone Nerd on, every song is stony and nerdy, I try to have a strong theme. I remember Adam et al., formerly known as Fame Kills, dope MC and educator in the IE. a musician, artist in general. He told me that he liked on my last album, The Localist. He's like, it has a strong theme. I like that it's thematic. It's coherent. It coheres. It feels like it's of one idea, you know. And I tried to do the same. And Stoner's a longer album. You know, my last album was an EP. The Localist came out just before Halloween in 2021. This is my first album since, and it's an LP. And I also try to keep the strong theme of Stony nerdiness in it.
Awesome.
Okay. This is awesome.
Aw, thank you. I hope you like it, man.
I love the art.
I gotta get you on the next one. Robert's on the Me and Ross Josh album, Inland Imperial. Robert is on a sketch at the end of one of the songs. You hear him on the radio show. No, he's leaving me a voicemail. He's leaving me a voicemail,
Awesome.
inviting me to be on the show, and that's on that album.
That's what's up. That's
Is
what's up.
so this right here, the art itself.
Oh, that's Niklaus Gray, Nicholas Gray.
It's really good,
From
but
the IE.
let me see the side here.
Yeah. Oh, he made me look a little better.
It does.
He made me look. He took some fat off my neck. You know, what was it? And that's based on a photo from the homie Tawny. Tawny One Love.
It's still awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely.
And you got the little the tobacco
streak.
smoke blowing.
The wackiest.
But what we all really want to know is, do you dye that gray hair?
No! I got it from my grandma. My grandma had it, my mom had it, and then I have it.
So how
He's
long-
a Jedi. He's a Jedi.
Like my father
How
before.
long do you just get a tiny patch like?
I mean, you know, it probably started in my 20s, but it became prominent by the time I turned 30. Like in my early 30s, it started to become more prominent.
Well, you know, like I have they call it the Porter or Davis Halo.
No, that's dope. That's dope.
But it's starting to move.
Yeah. Oh no, mine's
Starting to
spreading.
sunset. Starting to sit, huh?
Mine's spreading too, fam. Yeah. It used to just be a little tuft, and now it's like two little areas.
So I always tell you, maybe it's because we're becoming the dominant silverbacks. Right? We're
Yeah.
getting
Oh,
a
God.
little bit of
There we
gray,
go.
right?
Getting a little
Congo
wiser,
in
a
the
little
house.
tireder.
Congo in the house. you know?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Yanni Lockhart,
Yes,
tell us
sir.
a little bit about how I met you.
Well, definitely. We were just talking about this before we got on air, but you know, as I shared with you, I really am a believer of when someone has an idea, I believe 6 or 7 other people have that idea at the exact same time, and it's about who's the first one to get to market. Is kind of the one who gets the credit for it. But it's funny because we were out here on the same wavelength of trying to highlight the awesomeness in our community. You know, both born and raised here in San Bernardino, products of the San Bernardino Unified School System and higher education systems as well. Right. And we just didn't like our community being cast in that negative shadow. We remember the good days, the tail end of the All-American City when we used to go down to Carousel Mall for Halloween, and remember you used to go to all the stores and get the candy.
And then take your bag to the hospital lab and look for razor blades.
Yeah.
Waiting 2 lines, right?
Well, that was the reason we went to the Carousel Mall
Because it was
safe. It was safe. That was the
okay.
reason why we went there. You know what I mean? But so we connected on that, just capturing the amazing life and amazing happenings within the heart of the biggest county in this country, San Bernardino County. You know, I want people to know that between Los Angeles County and San Diego County are the 3rd largest and the 1st largest counties in this country, and that's the Inland Empire. And unless you want to go to the beach or you want to go to the Hollywood Bowl or something of that nature, we don't want anybody to have to leave the Inland Empire for quality entertainment because we have so much here.
We do
have
have a
amazing
lot,
artists,
yeah.
you know, amazing eateries. It's just so much. And how you were speaking earlier about San Bernardino, I would love to be a part of the workings. We do have a new city manager in San Bernardino, and this is his 2nd stint, and he came back because he loves it. It's a passion project for him, basically. But I would love to see our downtown San Bernardino have the same vibe as Riverside downtown or Redlands downtown. You know what I mean? I know we can, and that's part of my mission as well, to highlight that.
City Manager McNeely, interim, unfortunately, he has not. I have not heard if he's put his name in the running for the permanent position.
Definitely.
But my first interaction with this guy was incredible. He said basically, "We're going to clean up Parasol Park tomorrow." One of the people said, "What if you get sued?"
Why would you get sued?
ACLU. They've been going after him because
They have to
remove them.
on-house folks.
But there's not
I see.
60% beds. But if you're renovating a park and fixing it up,
The workaround.
it's a different. So he was like, let them. Just because you shoot doesn't mean it's always going to work. And it's for the community.
Definitely.
Like, I want the hen house to have everything we have.
Definitely.
But like they can't have the parks to themselves.
Definitely, it's for the
Right,
community.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's for everybody.
Yeah,
It's for all of us.
They can go there, like just like Venice. I don't care.
Definitely.
You can have your life, do whatever you want.
Definitely.
But if you're like hogging all the resources in the park, you know, that's why we do need a good, strong city manager who's going to
We
come in.
need a park
bam.
as big as Fairmount Park in Riverside that has
Yeah.
big enough for the unhoused and the housed alike.
Yes, that's an honest,
Definitely.
honestly, a cool park right there.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, it's lovely. No, I was there the other day. I was like, oh, there's got to be villages of people in these little islands. You know, like, oh, there's got to be. I'm like, but that's cool. Good for them. You know. I
Well,
hope it
yeah,
looks
we
chill.
have villages.
Gilligan's
we have
Island.
serious villages.
I feel like Dave Chappelle. Modern problems require modern solutions.
Yeah.
Getting kicked out of Paris Hill Park? Come on down to Fairmount Park. Camp out on one of these islands. You know, take a vacation away from the hot San Bernardino Park. Come to the duck.
I'm actually head on over to Redlands.
There you go. Lord forgive me.
Wait, are we in Redlands right now? Yeah, come visit.
Council member Denise is about to give us a call. Like, hey.
What's going on here? What's going on?
Oh man.
But no, we definitely know that homelessness is definitely we need to make homelessness a priority in our community.
Can we get real for a second? Okay, I'm kind of horrified, and I know that it's not our fault, right? Like, but I'm kind of horrified about the subtext of these conversations we're having about the unhoused on multiple levels, including like the possibility of calling the police, which could be a dangerous situation.
Yes.
But it's like, but here's the thing I want to ask about it. You know, when I met you 7 years ago, right? We were excited about legalized cannabis funding renaissance of culture and redevelopment in our areas, right? Why is cannabis, and I'm not asking this like to rabble rouser to be a jerk, like there might be an answer to this that you guys might know, or maybe somebody knows better than I know right now. Why isn't cannabis money taking care of our unhoused people? From all, you know, from all the dozens of gray market and legal market and full-on state legal shops.
Well, technically it is, but this is the reason why it's only a little bit. Because we have a general fund, and that's where the tax dollars were funneled into, and the licensing fees. So it just goes into our general fund.
It doesn't. It's not a separate fund.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want with it. And even people that were against cannabis are now using that money.
Yeah,
but some of it does go to parks and rec.
Goes to city, county, everything? Or what?
No, only our city, because
the state has a tax too, though, right?
Yes.
So I wonder what is the state cannabis tax
A
doing
lot
for
of
us?
that money goes to enforcement.
Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, all those. Yeah.
We
Dream deferred, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we know we want to look at different ways of policing our communities. Like we all want safety and everything like that, but we don't want law enforcement playing the role of mental health, service
Or more
providers.
importantly, judge, jury, and execution.
Yes, we don't want that either. Definitely don't want that.
We all now I've gone through a transition. I was very pro unhoused, homeless, whatever you want to help people.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started to be affected by by instances that involved things from their area.
Yes, yeah.
A squatter moved in across the house from, caused problems, stealing from all the houses. Things started happening. Not being able to go to the park, having friends go to the park, having friends run off park grounds.
I hear you.
Right. So I'm like, well, we got to be able to at least give the people that want help.
Yes.
And then we're finding out that there's a whole segment that don't want any help. Okay.
Some people want to live off the grid.
They want to be there. Mm-hmm. They want to do what they're doing.
And
that's
I see
it.
You're saying that there needs to be sensible limits on the intentionally unhoused.
Yes.
I think that's.
Yeah.
I think that's.
And
sounds to me like a fair human thing.
That's coming, right? Mm-hmm. So what it will probably entail is something similar to, okay, you've had one substance abuse issue. You can go to counseling or jail. Right.
Right. And I know it comes down to resources. I know no one wants to be cruel, and that we want to have the resources to give everybody.
And we want to be safe too.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
What you're saying about how it goes to the general fund makes me more appreciative of how I understand state funding of education, that if I understand correctly, there's a lot of separate funds. How we see like the lottery and different taxes and stuff like Prop 30, like things like a certain level of money has to go to education. I wonder if that stuff's a separate thing, and we need that for cannabis.
That was actually brought
cannabis
up.
justice and unhoused justice.
It was brought up, but the powers that be changed it.
City or state or both?
At the city level.
City level.
Right. So those
Interesting
ideas were
stuff.
brought up for the money to be specifically used for certain purposes, but unfortunately, one of those main purposes was law enforcement.
No,
right?
they did more than their share
so
of
like
money.
instead of them getting all the money, which they are getting
Normally,
a lot of money still from it.
the lion's share.
Yeah, it went to the general.
The city's getting the lion's share.
No, law enforcement is getting the lion's
Yeah.
share.
Because they're the
of
big-
the cannabis money.
No, the money from the
all
city.
the money.
The city money.
Yeah, all of our
they
money.
get a large percentage.
So, okay, we got a new mayor who seemed dope, and then I started doing this trivia in Cucamonga every Wednesday that made my friends have a blast doing. So is she doing?
Helen Tran?
Has she had any successes? Have the city council been going?
Mayor Helen Tran has been doing a good job. Her main job, like people think she's supposed to fix everything, but actually her main job is to represent the city.
In those meetings?
A figurehead.
In those meetings?
Right, yeah, of all,
the
everywhere.
whole
Beside in general.
Everywhere,
Yes,
right?
beside. That's a good way
and,
to say
and
it.
it's good, and she's like the head, to me, her job is to be the head cheerleader of San Bernardino,
Okay.
like
I hear
more than me.
Okay.
Right?
Definitely.
Yeah, sure,
And she's
sure.
doing that job. Like I see her at
Awesome.
all these different things.
Oh,
She's
Definitely,
doing a good
very
job.
involved. Shout out to Tillman.
Then her other job is to, keep them on the dais, those votes, keep them working together properly and the
Definitely.
meetings
Who's
running.
working together?
The council.
The council
City
members,
council
right?
members.
Yeah.
Who's Tillman?
Tillman is her assistant.
Okay.
And the assistants do a lot of for all the.
Like chief staff?
You could say that.
Okay,
You know what I
cool,
mean? For like our
Yeah.
assembly
They're
senators
just-
and things
She,
like that.
she puts
Yeah,
up all the
basically.
photos, like all the video, make sure that social media is working good and make sure that people know what the mayor's doing. Right?
Definitely.
Okay, I gotta follow. I gotta catch up.
Definitely. And this is why I feel like we need to go back over civics again as a nation,
It
to
should
get a
be-
better
and
understanding
you
how
should
all
get
this
it
stuff
in,
works.
in kindergarten on. I mean,
Unfortunately, you
Oh, no,
don't need to say it.
Yeah.
How can
We're
people-
working on making it better. Let's say it like
Somebody
that.
who gets into politics deeply and then kind of falls off and gets in deeply and falls off. I understand the unengaged people.
Yeah.
Like it is a lot to keep up with. Like I know a lot about civics, and it's hard to go what you do, in my opinion, and go to a lot of the meetings and actually
Definitely.
be there for several hours. Because I've gone to several, and which is more than most people I know.
Yes, that's
but
true.
I don't go to as many as you, and I part of me wishes I had the time to, because I admire that you do. Because
Definitely.
I'd like to
The
be that engaged
advocacy.
civically.
So
advocacy.
when I'm there, team, I ain't liking it, right? It's hard work to sit there and listen to people,
Right.
especially when they're long-winded.
Right.
But what I'm doing is, as an anthropologist, I'm not as much studying
Wow,
policy.
that's an angle. That's a cool angle.
I'm studying personality. I'm studying interactions.
Yes.
And I can actually, most of the time, tell how they are going to vote just because I know them so well.
I hear you.
right?
You follow
Yeah.
the Supreme Court?
Yes, I do.
Because
but-
I hear that Supreme Court watchers are like that, where it's like they know, like, because of the line of
The
questions,
history.
Clarence
The
Thomas is
history.
going down, or Alito, or whoever, like, oh, he's gonna do this, because
and-
so
and-
you sound like a Supreme Court watcher of the San Bernardino City Council.
And-
That's
and-
an essay right there.
And that's the
a-
same
yeah,
thing
yeah.
with the Supreme Court. You'll hear bits and pieces.
You're like, Ben Reynoso's
from-
twitching his left eye.
Yeah.
He's twitching his left eye, so he's
Mad
gonna,
Eye Moody.
So he's gonna
Got
vote.
the Mad Eye Moody
he's
going
gonna,
on.
he's gonna vote no on this,
The most of the time,
Shout out,
it's in their face. Right?
This is amazing.
Because
No.
90% of communication is nonverbal.
Definitely.
Right?
Oh my
Definitely.
Right? So you can really.
That
like-
makes me feel so naked. You
Yeah.
know, like when you say that,
We
I'm
can
just like,
tell.
oh my god, everybody knows everything about what I'm really thinking. It's
Most of the time they do.
I'm not a subtle man.
Yeah.
I'm not a subtle man. I guess
But you're an
that's
artist, and you emanate
Wear my heart on my
all
sleeve.
that your love is, and you share that with people. So you are easy to read because you want them to understand.
That's
you.
true.
So.
Mostly, yeah.
Did you bring us a poem?
Okay.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
All right. Well, tell us a little about it. What's
Definitely,
going on?
the framing behind this poetry piece. First, before I even go in and say this, I definitely want to give, send condolences to my family. We had lost our historian, my aunt Teresa Holman, a few days ago, and it's been some tough times for the family. We're in the midst of it right now.
Can we dedicate this show to her?
Yes, please. Thank you,
Right
sir.
on.
I greatly appreciate that. And she was a historian of our family, a beloved member of our family, and so we are in a grieving process right now. And Yeah, so just thinking of my family and anybody out there that has any belief system, whatever that may be, the prayers are welcome, and thank you for those prayers as well. So we miss her. We'll always miss her, such as my father as well, and all our loved ones. Fat Finger Beach. Nicholas Gregory Kroom.
Fat Finger.
So all the family members that are no longer with us and on this side of the spectrum, but our belief is that we'll see each other again in the near future. Well, hopefully distant future. Yeah. Really distant future. Like way out there. Yeah. But definitely, to give you some framing about this poetry piece, matter of fact, I'll share the piece first, and then I'll give you the framing. Okay, definitely. What springs from tragedy? Sorrow, shock, disbelief, grief? What wells forth from loss? Brokenness, disarray, confusion, unknowing? When tragedies strike, when losses claim another, what springs, what wells, what happens within you? I know not. Only you can answer that. Yet I imagine a gamut of emotions, unfiltered and unfettered, unprocessed, pure, giving us a sense of our morality, furthering our knowing of finality. This gift one day will cease. Our time, our lives will end. Yet until then, allow me to share what has sprung from the tragic loss of George Floyd. A proclamation welling forth from the largest heart held within its golden state, vigorous and thunderously beating within its chambers, mounting pressure upon its valves. It must release, it must ascribe to its purpose, honoring its divine design, circulating the essence of life, the living blood, paramount to life, the essentials of the living, pumping the will of the people, each beat setting a precedent, life stepping further into the future, into the eons. Here within this purposeful flow, a declaration was made, the largest heart rising within the golden state for all to witness, for all to behold, for all to heed, declaring life is a gift, truly a blessing from a love beyond our reach, from passions beyond our comprehension. Yet we treat it as if it isn't such. Each uniquely designed, each purposely handcrafted, each inlaid with the essence of the breath. Draw now upon these living winds that set your sails a sail. We journey forth to a new land where all are valued and esteemed, where all are respected and appreciated, where all are precious and all are loved. What has sprung by Ipiani Locker, creator of Motivational Realizations. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. And to put some framing around the piece, to bring context to that piece, when George Floyd was murdered, San Bernardino County was the first county in the state of California to declare racism a public health crisis. Mm-hmm. So when they made that declaration, that was awesome. And that's something that I'm really proud of San Bernardino County, the biggest county in the country, taking that lead, setting that precedent for the Golden State. And recently, maybe about a month ago, there was a kind of a report back at the museum, the county museum, and it was a really wonderful celebration for the proclamation, the declaration that they did, and them stepping up and addressing issues that we face in our community. Like we thought we had made it past certain things,
Yeah, and a lot of politicians are afraid to even go near some of those subjects.
Definitely, because they're trying to get those votes, Mm-hmm. But some things we have to face head on. And for me, that's part of my works as just Ipiani Locker, the Motivational Realization. What I do is for humanity, for life within the living. We are all gifted to be here, regardless of our color, creed, belief system, orientation, none of that stuff. That's what's used to divide us. Like, we are humanity. We're humans. We're human. We're the human race.
We can all mate, right?
And it's like, right. Like, because it's so, these are learned social behaviors, social ills, learned ills. Because, like, the Colt doesn't argue with the Mustang and the Bronco says, kill them all, right? They're all horses, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, the birds fly together because they're all birds, We need to kind of look back at nature, kind of how you were sharing about, the history, getting back to that balance. There's a lot to learn from just observing nature. And maybe we all need to step back and first be thankful to be alive this day, knowing that this gift does come to an end. One day we will leave,
So that poem, was it inspired by?
Yes, it was inspired by the declaration.
Death or the declaration?
The declaration. Okay. The declaration.
But the declaration was inspired by the murder.
Yes.
And it's interesting how art becomes.
Imitates life.
Art just comes from it comes from within.
Yes.
But sometimes it takes something to bring it out, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I really feel like, and this is my belief, I feel like creativity is the greatest gift that we've been given as human beings.
So when you write so do you guys get the same feeling when you write a line that you really feel? You get that feeling in your body that like sometimes it makes you want to cry. Have you ever done that?
Sometimes you do feel emotion.
And you're like, wow, that's emotion.
Yeah.
And you know that will probably bring emotion out of your family and friends that are looking at the art later.
Sometimes we need those emotions invoked.
It helps make it better art, I think.
Better art, but more importantly, to show that we're alive. Because if you walk around not feeling emotion in a zombie state, you just exist, you are totally missing the gift of life. Each day should be an adventure. Each day that you're allowed to see is a new day given to every single creation that lives on this place of this planet. If you don't take advantage of that gift, that's on you. But you can't say you don't know, because you've heard. If you're listening now, you have been told. Life is a gift. Take advantage of this opportunity. The gift of creativity allows us to be able to set things in motion that will live beyond their days. Be a part of those works. Build legacy. Build kingdom. Stop destroying one another. We need love is what we need. And that's what my creativity is all about.
Use love.
That's it, man. Kill them with kindness.
Yep.
Or lift them.
Yeah.
Rejuvenate them with kindness.
Some I lift with kindness. Some I be killing them.
Yeah, some off with their heads.
Real hard to be the shepherd.
So before we go, we have a little over 5 minutes. We have 10 minutes left. You can't always just do what you want in life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta go to work and make money and do things.
You gotta fuel the dream.
So where do you work, Tristan?
I work for state disability, and our union is SEIU Local 1000, and our contract expired, and we're like having a really difficult negotiation with Governor Newsom right now, trying to get better than a 6% over 3-year raise, which does not even keep up with inflation at all.
Never does.
We were asking for a lot more than that, and last time we got 7 at least. And so we would really, we need.
What's up with you, Newsom?
Yeah, and
Do I need to come up there to Sacramento?
Get him, Robert.
And all of us, everybody I know that's active union members, we're also active Newsom supporters, not just as governor, but as lieutenant governor, as mayor of San Francisco. Like, this is someone that we thought was on our side for most of our lives. And so I really hope that, the tenor of these negotiations changes before our next paycheck comes in a few weeks.
Amen.
Okay,
Amen.
right.
Amen. And shout out to SEIU 2015 as well, and all the unions.
Yep.
Union strong all day.
Yep, it's a moment.
So you do your day job, and
Okay.
when do you have time to do art?
Well, I mean, after,
Yeah.
I work 8 to 5
So, wait,
Monday through
you
Friday.
have to make time for art?
Yep.
Oh.
Everyone should carve out time for your passions. It's like we till in other people's fields. For some people, they till in other people's fields their whole life and then neglect their own dreams, the field of their own dreams.
Yeah, their garden's all.
Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah, there's
It's
dirt,
dead.
rocks
Yeah.
in there.
And then the one you're working on is flourishing.
Yeah.
Make sure you pour some of that love into your dream, your visions, because
And
each of us have been given them.
That I definitely see from both of you. That's
Definitely,
for sure.
man.
I
Definitely,
try.
man.
But
With each day.
it's
Thank
an
you.
important lesson to learn that just like every kid that wants to be an NFL football player and they're playing on high school and college,
Definitely.
and
Definitely.
then bam,
The reality
yeah,
strikes.
I might not make the NFL. Like, I might have to do the lower leagues and only make this much money. How am I gonna? Well, you get another job to pay for your hobbies.
Yes, you
that
gotta feel the
hopefully
dream.
those hobbies turn into a side gig and hopefully a major business or
The
whatever.
saying
right?
is-
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm. Oh, sorry.
The saying is it takes money to make money, and you got to make that money. But the hope is that those investments that we make into our side hustles, really our dreams and our passions, our visions, that one day they will, the seeds are designed to grow, and hopefully they flourish and will provide for us where we don't have to work for massa no more.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that, and even me starting, like, the Stonard album is not just an album. I have a merch line now. Now I have lighters, I got stickers, I got the thin hoodies.
What are the lighters for?
Tobacco.
it says-
Tobacco use only.
Lighters, stickers, albums,
wink.
hoodies, and because I've seen my homies like Judah One, like Noah
yeah.
James,
The Laureate
like
photo.
even the Camera Archer and other just kind of like dope MCs in the area, like get there. My buddy Diesel, from Fan Likely, from my group, I've seen them like at least make their money back on their merch. At least like they'll do a show and they sit down and they vend their stuff. Like I felt so empowered at shows lately where even if I do a show where I'm not getting paid, I sit down, I sell some of my merch, and I just paid myself.
Amen.
And so I do feel like I started a small business. Like
That's exactly what a small business is.
And so I'm excited about the endeavor. If you want to support, come see me at Audio Dope Firewater in Ontario this Friday. It's a Noah James Brick to Your Face, A Sincere, Cam Gnarly event. I'm playing it with
Orca, Maine.
I'm playing the event with Diesel as Fam Likely, and I'll be vending my Stone Nerd merch there. And then find out more at westcoastavengers.com.
Booze hungry. Booze hungry. Definitely. I want to definitely speak about my I've been blessed to work with a wonderful nonprofit called Interfaith Movement for Human Integrity, and I am the faith organizer throughout the Inland Empire. Currently, our mission is to bring together the different belief systems that are held within our community and get them to come together to work to address the social justice issues within our community, as well as manifest the community's vision of a beloved community. And it's been a wonderful experience, and it's allowed me to grow and learn. What I believe is that every person has the right to choose what they believe, as far as their faith.
So when what I find, it's amazing the things that Yanni says, because I feel like I kind of try to do the same thing with I Love San Bernardino. I want all the different
all
churches.
The beliefs. We can learn from each other.
But the atheists don't feel left out.
Yeah, you don't have to believe anything either. If you're a community leader, you want to make a difference, we're here for you.
Well, no, even being an atheist, you're believing in something.
That's your belief system.
And the same part of the brain lights up that if you're a Christian and you look at Jesus, right?
Definitely.
So to me, it's like bringing everyone together. You can have faith and still be an atheist. That's what I want to understand.
And our whole thing is people putting those faiths and those beliefs to practice, because at the end of the day, in this world, it requires rendered effort. If you're trying to reclaim your health or you're trying to build a business, you're going to have to render the effort. If you're not going to render the effort, I don't know what to tell you. If you're going to blow smoke up people's butts, you might want to turn into a hot air balloon, because at least you'll fly. Something will come about it, right? So you have to render those efforts. So often people are. I'll end it with this. Our greatest battle within the experience of life thus far, to my lived experience, is the battle of our own thinking.
Yep.
Each one of us has a story to tell, experiences and wisdom to share with this world, but often we discount ourselves.
And we can learn from each other while doing that.
Yes, indeed. And
that's what actually makes humanity so powerful, and that's why we're going into space and everything else, because we work together.
Yes, indeed.
We stand on the shoulders of giants all the time.
Yeah. Each one of us. Bloodlines have brought to this very moment. Our bloodlines are all our lineage, generations of generations. Some are able to track that back farther than others. Some were forced, and we lost connection with certain generations. We don't know super or history, but our history as humanity is life living, moving forward into the endless eons. This rock has been here for millions, if not billions of years.
Well, you two are my rock. Thank you so much for coming here.
And
you rock!
Hey! Thank you.
I want to thank you for coming on the I Love San Bernardino County radio show. You're always welcome. You guys need to come on here. You let me know. We'll get you on.
Definitely. You let us know.
You want a quick plug before we go?
Stone Nerd, the album, westcoastavengers.bandcamp.com, and if you just look up Stone Nerd or Tangent Wiggy, TANJINT, space WIGGY, you'll find it on all the streaming services as of the 27th.
And definitely, if you guys want to connect, if you're a congregation or you're an individual or a faith leader that wants to connect with me, hit me up on Facebook. Ipyani Lockert, IPYANI LOCKERT. Also want to shout out Motivational Realizations. Got a new book that I just produced, working on the editing, and it's not a poetry book. It's a book, but it's a short read, more in the vein of Purpose-Driven Life and Who Moved My Cheese and Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Buy that book, team.
Yeah, grab the book, cop the book. Manifest the dreams. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
And this is Robert Porter with the I Love San Bernardino County radio show, and we are out of here. Hey.